Yes.
6:30, call me to order. Council met with staff in closed session and gave direction. All council members are present. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Salute, flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time that we get to spend together. Let us make wise and good decisions for our town. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right. Proclamations, recognitions, appointments, and presentations. We have one. We have proclamation, February 2022, Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month. And I do not see
I don't see Maggie present, but I'll go ahead and read it and then I'll make sure she gets this. Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month, February 2022. Whereas although progress has been made towards breaking the cycle of violence and providing support to victims and their families, much work remains to be done. And whereas teen dating violence, also known as dating abuse, is a serious and growing problem throughout California, and teen dating violence intervention and prevention programs can help to ensure a positive school climate, promote a safe learning environment for all pupils, address warning signs before behaviors escalate, and protect the safety of targeted students. And whereas each year an estimated 1 in 10 American teenagers are physically hurt on purpose by a boyfriend or girlfriend, and according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 10% of high school students have been hit, slapped, or physically hurt on purpose by a boyfriend or girlfriend in the past year. And whereas according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, Dating Matters, strategies to promote healthy teen relationships, 1 in 4 adolescents report verbal, emotional, physical, or sexual dating abuse each year. And whereas victims of teen dating violence are more likely than their non-abused peers to smoke, use drugs, engage in unhealthy dieting, engage in risky behaviors, and attempt to commit suicide. Whereas the establishment of teen dating violence awareness and prevention month will benefit schools, communities, families, and all youth. Now therefore be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Corning proclaims February 2022 as Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention Month in the City of Corning. We urge all citizens to work together towards ending teen dating violence by empowering young people to develop healthier relationships and assisting victims in assessing the information and supportive services needed.
All right, there's nothing else on that. Public comments and business from the floor. Now is the time if there's somebody in the audience that would like to speak on an item that's not agendized. We'll open the podium up to you. You have 3 minutes to speak so we can keep the meeting moving along. So, Mike's yours. Yep.
Hold this down so I can do this. My name is Vic Wolfing. I live at 1319 Tehama Street here in Corning. Some of my neighbors and friends are here today. We have a tremendous problem on Tehama Street going east and west with high-speed traffic. And it's not just children, young kids, young drivers is what I'm trying to say. It's also young adults and, excuse my language, but idiots that are reckless. And this has been going on for so long, and we're really amazed that there hasn't been a tremendous accident. There's so many, it's right in front of the park, this one park, Northside Park. There are children constantly playing, school kids walking to and from school. We all have pets on the street. We are hoping that the City Council would take into consideration either placing stop signs on the east and west side of the park, which would be 6th Street, on the west side, and I believe it's
West.
Yes,
Be
West Street on the west side. Having stop signs at those two positions would greatly reduce the speeding that goes on. If not, we were thinking that possibly speed bumps would also do this. However, the speed bumps could actually enhance the opportunity for accidents. So the stop signs are really what would be our preference. Anyway, I'm probably running out of time, but we would really appreciate it if this would be taken into serious consideration, because it is a problem and it's going to get worse, definitely going to get worse. And I would hate for it to be a tragic loss of life for this to come to a point. Okay, my name's Vic, and thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
My name is Alicia Lansell, and my husband and I bought our home at 1412 Geneva Street in December of 2011. We live directly across the street from Northside Park. We love it there. We love Corning, but honestly, the street is scary. It's a main thoroughfare for high school students driving to school, parents dropping their kids off at the various schools. In the summer, it is very heavily used by young children. People play volleyball there, basketball until 10 o'clock at night, and I love that. You know, kids show off with each other, and they speed up when they go past the park to kind of show off to each other. People speed on that street, adults, everybody, honestly. You know, probably the scariest thing I've seen is somebody was playing volleyball, and the volleyball rolled into the street quite often, and a young child nearly got hit chasing that volleyball, because people just don't pay attention. There are signs telling you to slow down, that there's a car there, but it's just simply not enough. And the speeding goes on all night long and all day long. I can hear it. We've lost 2 pets. I had a dog that bolted the door. Within 30 seconds, he was dead. And in any case, it's just simply a safety issue that's very scary. And I'm here also representing my neighbor, Kevin State, who's lived here her entire life, and she was able to be here tonight, but she has seen it since she moved in probably 20 years ago. In addition, I'd like to mention that the condition of the road is quite poor. Our city workers work very hard to fill our potholes, but it's just simply not enough. And the road is in very poor condition. So I'd just like to mention that as well. And thank you for hearing me.
My name is Sharon Lacey, and I live at 1315 Tehama Street. Several things that they did not mention that I'd like to tell you is they are doing street racing side by side, running fast as they can go, because no stop signs. And I was sitting at the table, and they pass each other. If they're not going fast enough, they just whip around and pass somebody going. It's mostly what I see the most is the school kids in the morning. You can set your clock by them, and the ones that get to school on time are not so bad, but it's the ones that are going to school starts at 8, and they're leaving their house at 8 minutes to 8, and so they got to make up that time to go to the high school. But the street racing is really bad, and they go across the street from the park up there. I talked to her this weekend, and she says that they do a lot of street racing right there in front of the park. Other than the fact that they ski. They all ski. My biggest concern is street racing and passing in a residential area at 55 miles an hour. Literally. If it's that slow.
Items discussed here in public comment, obviously, we can't act on here, so don't take our silences that we don't care. But Chief Fears is sitting in the audience, and I don't know if he's aware of the situation that you guys have going on there. From the sounds of it, if you haven't, you need to discuss that with him a little bit too. We can discuss things with staff further at another time, but I would make sure that Police Chief Fears is well aware of your situation if he isn't already. That's a good start.
I'm very much aware of the situation, and I'd argue the fact that this probably started 8 years ago upon my departure from living across the street at the park.
Well, they want you to move back in.
I'm sorry.
So where did you go?
A little bit quieter area.
Okay, is there anybody else from the audience besides Diana that would like to speak?
Maggie just came in.
Maybe it was late.
Give it to her. I do have a proclamation here for you. You got your lady, you've already read it, but if you'd like to speak on it.
I will, and I wanted to get it. There's little folders with information for you. I'm sorry I'm late, but it's time on my, from the regular time. This is Teen Dating Violence Prevention Month. We've had activities all over Red Bluff, and we're hosting a What is Dating Violence campus-wide campaign at Red Bluff High School in Salisbury. And the students are submitting their depiction of what they believe dating violence is through multiple types of artistic means. Artwork, essays, songs, and videos. And the Teen DD program will be hosting a Wear Orange Day, which was today. There's a little bit of orange on there. With our Love Equals Respect Club. And Charles Hayden is launching a social media campaign regarding teen dating violence, included in your folders. There's a copy of the proclamation, the What is Dating Violence contest flyer, healthy relationship checklist that is given to students, and Love Equals Respect sticker and a parent pamphlet. I've been doing this, working with domestic violence victims for 24 years, and the really saddest part of my job is I'm now getting to see the children of my clients, and that is very, very difficult. And when I talk to parents and with young children, I constantly tell them, if you want to stop domestic violence to your children, you have to stop it now and teach them that this is not okay. So I'm seeing, I look at these little kids who come into my office, and I know that I'm likely to see them in the current inmate situation, or I'm going to see them in my office for a restraining order. The only way we can stop this is to stop it young, and teaching kids that they get to respect their own bodies. Little things like, when I was a kid, and probably most of you, Grandma wanted a hug, Grandma got a hug no matter what you wanted. And now teaching kids, no, I get to say no if I want to. And that's how we started, and we get that to go. I wish we were doing more in the Corning schools. We'd have to get money so we could, because it costs money to do this. But we have a great program in Red Bluff that is really working. So if you know of any grant money, let us know. We're good at writing grants. But thank you again. Sorry I'm late. I won't be late again. And have a wonderful night. I hope you people get to quieter road.
Thank you. All right, Diana.
Thank you very much. Today I wanted to remind everyone about the food recycling that residents and businesses have to offer here in the city of Corning. So as a reminder, you do have an additional, for our residents, you have the opportunity to request a second cart for recycling. So you get one with standard service, And then you can request your second one at no additional charge. And if you would like to add a third one on, you could, and I think the cost for that is $5.71 for a full month of service. So less than a McDonald's Happy Meal or a value meal anymore, so, or even a Starbucks vintage coffee, so not too bad. And then even for businesses in the city of Corning, they have up to 2 yards of free recycling that are available with standard service. So if you don't have your extra card or your business that would like to start recycling, please reach out and contact us. The phone number, as always, I like to provide 800-479-8101, or you can contact the local office at 530-824-4690, and we can go ahead and get that set up. And then, as always, I like to remind everybody about the free business drop-off service for residents that we have available. So our next drop-off event is this Friday, February 11th. You don't need an appointment. Just bring like a utility bill, proof of residency, and bring your items by. You can bring up to 3 appliances or like a bulky item, maybe a couch or something like that, or a table, as well as just extra bag trash, like up to 4 yards. So,
What was the phone number?
yeah, I can read them both off if you'd like. 800-479-8101, and then the local office number is 530-824-4690.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is that electronics also?
No electronics. We will take appliances. So if you have a water heater or a old washer or something like that, we'll take that.
Yeah, question for you, Dan.
Yeah, we haven't received annual pickup date. Yeah, is that going to still be provided to us by mail?
Okay, that should have been, I double and triple check. Why don't I get your contact information and make sure that I get one out to you? We did have some at the local office and we emailed some out. It should have been in your invoice. I do know that the invoices were delayed. I do apologize for that. That was something outside of our control. I apologize for that. But if you need a collection calendar, no problem. I can go ahead and get either your address or email, and we can make sure you get one. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right, fantastic.
And Diana, too, if somebody's looking, before they don't get their calendar, they can go to the Waste Management site to find the calendar on there.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else from the audience that'd like to speak on an item that's not agendized? That'd be you, Christina, or Chrissy. You're the last one.
All right. I just want to mention to the council that tomorrow there will be violation letters going out to building owners that have a vacant storefront from 3rd to 6th. So we put a pretty stringent ordinance in place a couple of years ago, and I'm going to work off that code, and they're going to have until March 11th to actively rent or sell their building. We have 7 letters that are going to go out from 3rd to 6th. So if you're contacted by anybody, I have those addresses and I have those letters if you would like to see them. That they will be posted on businesses and sent in the mail tomorrow.
Thank you for the heads up. People want our downtown cleaned up, that's where we start.
Could you maybe, since I forgot what the ordinance actually was, could you maybe email us a copy of the ordinance, so if somebody does discuss with us, we know what we're talking about? Please, thank you.
Got it. I'll send you guys a copy of the tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, if there's nobody else wants to speak, we'll move on from public comments. Go to the consent agenda. There's nothing out of ordinary tonight, so unless there's something that somebody would like to discuss or have pulled for discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I move we accept consent agenda items T through 9.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous. Let's see, regular agenda, quick one tonight. Item number 10. Request city council direction regarding food truck Tuesday events. And that would be Christie? Christie and Christina? Christine Collin?
We'll both, because I'll probably forget. So, for the past 2 years, as you know, the city has held us food truck Tuesday events, usually starting in May and running throughout the summer. Usually having 4 a year on Solano Street between 4th and 5th Street. The reasoning to have that downtown was to bring the city together and hopefully have commerce in the buildings within that time frame, or within that area of Main Street. The preparation for these events is really time consuming, so what staff is seeking is direction from the council on whether we wish to continue hosting these events, and I guess we've already decided we're going to keep them there, right? We talked about that last year. Or was that just for the remainder of the 21 years? So, okay, so we need to discuss whether we're going to continue having the food truck event, and if we are going to continue them, are we going to continue them on Solano Street or move them to another location? So before we decide if we're going to continue them, I just want council to be aware of the time that it does take to put on the event. The first one takes about 2 weeks of my time, just dedicate 2 weeks, lining up vendors, lining up entertainment, putting the whole event together, and then from there on out, it's about a week's time in between for follow-up, because the vendors are not, they're very flaky. They'll tell you they're going to be there, and then the day before, we're not going to make it, and now we've got an open spot, so sometimes you have too many food trucks, other times you have not enough food trucks. Sometimes they just don't show, they don't call you, they just don't show, period. What else? Let's see. So in the past, there's been suggestions of holding the events at different locations. At a staff level, we're concerned if we were to move the event to, let's just say, Northside Park. Our vendors are already pretty flaky, so if we move them and then we don't get attendance, more than likely they're not going to come back because they're not going to get the sales. People are used to seeing them on Solano Street. It has really good visual right there. A lot of times people are just coming to town and they realize, they've forgotten about it and they see it. So the other thing is once we get the City Plaza in, that's where we want to start holding events. If we're going to continue food truck, that would be one of the events we want to hold there. So if we continue them, moving them off of Solano and then back to Solano might get a little bit confusing. I'm not sure what the best direction is, so we're looking to you guys to see what you want to do.
So Christie has to start scheduling the food truck vendors soon in order to get into their calendars.
Just as an FYI, I've had 2 contact me wanting to know when we're going to start.
So I know that the community strongly supports the food truck events, and they're a great community event. They were originally scoped as a means to increase activity downtown to hopefully be the catalyst for some downtown revitalization.
that hasn't worked, but it is a wonderful community event. And so staff was just looking for direction before she started scheduling the events on where you want to go.
I'll go first. I ain't afraid. Chrissy, I appreciate all the effort you put into these things. I mean, I think you do a tremendous job of it, and I know you guys are overworked with your daily duties. I've seen a lot of good things over the years that we used to have, downtown bed races, street dances, and they all kind of go to heck. I don't want these to go away. I like what we're having. I like where we're having it. I know it's time consuming. Like I said, I appreciate the effort you put into it. But it's a good thing, and I want to ride it, because too many good things have gone away, and I don't want these to go away. I think, you know, you always hear people complaining about, oh, they didn't have this, they didn't have that, food trucks. Well, people that are complaining are the people who don't show up on a regular basis, because they complain no matter what. So I think you're doing a heck of a job, and I want you to continue in the fashion of what you're doing it, and it can only get better.
The council support that I have no problem doing it.
They got my support 100%.
I'll go. I support it too, but I think it's too hot during the times that we do have it. And people are just melting away, and I've seen that, and that's one of the reasons I don't go. Or I do go to some of them, but when it's too hot to take kids out, I just can't. So maybe if we did it during cooler months, maybe it would help out a little more. But I do support the idea of having it. It just brings different foods to the area and people like that. And yeah, people will complain, but there's people that do love it too. So yeah, I'm 100% in support of it.
I love it too, and I would be willing to help you. I have lots of time, Rita. I will help you do whatever you want. I will make calls. Seriously, anything. I think that we should skip August. It is just too hot. July and August are ridiculous. You know, if we did like May and June and then September, October, I think that we'd have a much better chance of it not being so hot that because I have gone and I have felt kind of sick from being out on the heat. But I totally support it. It's an awesome thing. And you see people have skin forever. So,
I think it's a good thing too, and we need to keep it, especially with when you get the plaza going and everything, you know, it'll be good. And it always is good, except for 104.
We have to set the date.
Right. But maybe,
hot ends up being.
but maybe we can try doing it in the early spring. Then you have the chance of rain. I go out in the rain rather than go out in 105, 180 degree heat. We could put covered seating. People have umbrellas. I mean, I don't see where that's would be a problem. Chico has a lot of events happening too, and you know, I think it needs to be cooler weather, not in the midst of all the heat.
So
Which
like,
always do a good job.
like the May and June, like the first part of June.
I
You know what I mean, if it was like the first part of June, and then if we went September, October, it would still be 4. And you hook it into
I think in April, spring.
I think we can figure out the dates.
Yeah.
We're just looking for support and direction if we want to move forward with this. I support it. I was one that was looking at possibly going to the parks during the hotter months because it would give some shade, some grass, get off the pavement. But in light of our grant that we got and our recreation center, splash pad, and outdoor plaza being built in the next couple of years, I do support keeping it downtown. Dates to be determined by you guys. I would ask, and you may have already, about trying to maybe partner with Chamber of Commerce to see if they would be willing to pick up some of the legwork and working with vendors and doing a joint venture. I don't know if that's possible, but I definitely support what you've done. You guys have created something fantastic for downtown. I was skeptical when we first started it, and it's turned out to be a good event, so, I think you get the same just from everybody up here, that whatever you need from us, I think we're willing to back you and support you 100%, so don't be afraid to come see us again if there's something that you need to make this work, because what you have isn't doing it. You know, you guys figured out between yourselves, so come see us and we will support you.
It's just to defend Chrissy.
She don't need no
I know,
defense.
I know she doesn't, but I'm protective, I'm like a mama. She goes through a great extent of work, and when the food vendors flake on her and it creates chaos, and she's running around trying to find food truck vendors at the last minute, and she's doing the best that she can, and she can't control what they do, the comments on Facebook just I'll just say insensitive to the amount of work that's done in a situation where she's doing a considerable amount of work. And so, I love the event. I think they're wonderful. I just wish people were, in some instances, maybe a little bit more appreciative.
Well, the beauty of Facebook is, and I call them keyboard warriors, because that's what they are. They sit at home, they complain about something that all they do is read about on Facebook. They've never participated in, and we've had many discussions about it, and once in a while there's something that we take off there and go, yeah, let's look into that, but the majority of the time it's just like, I wish you were a happier person. But like I say, hopefully the chamber would be willing to help assist, take some of that pressure off you. We can reach out to them. If not, you guys discuss it amongst yourselves, see what other direction we could take, and come back to council if you need to. We want to help, we want to support, and do whatever we can.
Do we need to come back to see what dates or?
No.
Well, part of the,
Dates are being determined by the people that are running.
well, part of the recommendation is to determine when we want to do it.
Well, we can change
Yeah,
that.
we can just-
If you guys are in agreement to allow them to schedule it as according.
I'll make a recommendation right now if we're there yet.
Is there any more discussion or comment need to be had on this?
You guys don't need to make a motion on that.
Okay.
No, this is just
That's
general direction.
consensus.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds like you provide the direction.
And to keep them where they're at.
Right.
Keep it downtown. You guys have the liberty of choosing the dates that fit best for scheduling. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that goes into that, weather, scheduling, people they're not available, so.
Okay, perfect.
And reach out, and if you need more help, come back and see us, and we'll see what we can do to arrange something. I know it's a strain on you guys, but we don't want to lose this.
As long as I know you guys want it, then
We want it.
I just want you to be aware of.
So we think the community appreciates it, and as long as the community is coming out and showing their appreciation, then we definitely want to provide a service.
And if the trucks keep coming back, it's because they're doing good, or else they wouldn't show up no more.
Well, they do very well. That's not the problem. If they run wherever they think they'll make the most money. So if they think they're gonna make more money elsewhere.
As long as there's trucks still coming in, then we should keep having it.
Yep.
Just a question on it, Chrissy, do we reach out to all the trucks that are already in town to see if they want to move down, and none of them do? I
It's like
assumed you did, but.
they're set up as their
Yeah,
storefront.
I assumed you did, but I know that's been one of the comments, is why don't we,
I even sent out a Spanish-speaking employee to make sure that there wasn't a communication barrier.
good idea.
All right, so you guys have direction. We don't need to vote. No items placed on the agenda from the floor. Communications, correspondence, information? None. Reports from council. Shelley?
I have nothing to report right now.
David?
Good enough.
The Corning Senior Center is having Corning in the evening this Thursday. It starts at 5:30. John's not there, but I'm going to say Jessica and I are going to have spread food and lots of store prizes. So it should be a good time. Everyone is welcome to come.
When is it again?
It is this Thursday at 5:30.
Judy?
Yes, I have a lot of stuff to report. So Christina from the chamber couldn't be here, but she wants to express her gratitude towards the attendance of the city council, so I want to say thank you to you guys for being there too. And then, there's, several awards given out. Business Person of the Year went to Lisa Lamelli on a truck of churros. Beverly Wilson, a Corning High student, and a 4-H leader was given the Junior Achievement of the Year. And Marie Bayman as Volunteer of the Year. She helps organize the Chamber Farmers Market. And Los Hermanos Restaurant from Dover was awarded Best Decorated Table twice in a row, so they're pretty good. And that's it. And everybody seems to have a lot of fun, and the chamber directors did a great job like they always do. So that's it.
I have one question. I sat at Los Hermanos' table for the chamber dinner, and so we went and had lunch there on Friday. The food is very good, and, people are really friendly. And it really is, it's the whole family. There's no outsiders that are working, it's just their family, and they're really nice.
And they're in Gerber, correct?
Yes. Not that I don't love the Mexican restaurants in town, and maybe it's all of them. But I still had to go out there because we sat at their table, they were so nice.
I don't really have anything this week either. Attended the chamber. You guys, Chewy did a phenomenal job on the decorations, as always. And the chamber as a whole put on a really, really good event. They seem to try to outdo each year, the following year. I was glad we could make it. So, nothing else. Meeting adjourned. Oh, I forgot to say, former Mayor Doug Hatley blessed us with his presence this evening.
Okay.